Broadcasting live from the Albay PIO News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is News at 12. In the local scene, the Public Employment Service Office, PESO Albay, announced new job openings aimed at supporting local job seekers across the province. Executive Genesis Service Incorporated through PESO Albay is offering 10 positions, including product promoter, roving merchandiser, cashier, pump attendant, field sales supervisor, exhibitor, sales promodizer, station supervisor, sales demo, and sales agent. PESO Albay said detailed qualifications, responsibilities, and requirements for each position are available on its official Facebook page. Interested applicants may apply by calling 0906-626-3940, sending their resumes to abdokilias27@gmail.com or messaging PESO Albay through its Facebook page. The office added that application guidance and regularly updated job postings are also available via albaypeso@gmail.com to assist Albayanos seeking employment. In another story, two Albayano agripreneurs were recognized as startup regional awardees in the Young Farmers Challenge of the Department of Agriculture Bicol during the regional awarding held last January 22, 2026 in Naga City. The awardees were Elmira Rose Z. Rances, founder of Kalaman Scent, and Aljan Ray M. Rontes, owner of Sabaka Maikita, who were cited for their innovative and sustainable agribusiness ventures. Each regional awardee received 150,000 pesos in additional funding support for their respective startup enterprises. The Department of Agriculture Bicol said the Young Farmers Challenge 2025 recognized 97 youth-led enterprises across the region, distributing a total of 5.48 million pesos in financial grants. The program aims to strengthen agri-fishery startups through funding assistance, mentoring, and capacity-building initiatives. Officials noted that the achievements of the awardees highlight the role of youth participation in advancing food security and sustainable rural development. The two Albayano agripreneurs earlier emerged as provincial winners and are now set to advance to the national level of the Young Farmers Challenge. In other news, the provincial government of Albay met with officials of the Philippine Carabao Center and the Albay Veterinary Office to finalize the implementation of the school-based milk feeding program to strengthen child nutrition in public schools. The meeting focused on integrating the Albay dairy plant as the primary milk supplier to ensure a steady and fresh supply for elementary learners while supporting the local dairy industry. Officials said the partnership aligns child health objectives with local agricultural development by maximizing the use of provincial facilities. The program implements Republic Act No. 11037 or the Masustansyang Pagkain para sa Batang Pilipino Act, which mandates the provision of fortified meals and milk to address child undernutrition in public schools. Department of Agriculture Philippine Carabao Center at the University of the Philippines Los Baños Center Director Dr. Telma A. Saludes and the Senior Science Research Specialist Ana Raylene J. Montes highlighted the long-term nutritional benefits of regular Carabao milk consumption. They noted that Carabao milk's high fat, protein, and calcium content is vital in reducing stunting and wasting among children. Governor Noel E. Rizal expressed full support for the initiative and committed provincial resources to ensure its successful implementation. Rizal also thanked the Philippine Carabao Center for recognizing the Albay dairy plant as a key partner in the program. In the national scene, the Second Congressional Commission on Education, ADCOM-2, has submitted its final report, Turning Point, a decade of necessary reforms, urging long-term education and workforce reforms after finding that the country lacks sustained focus on improving learning outcomes. ADCOM-2 co-chairperson, Representative Roman Romulo, warned that mass promotion allows students to move up grade levels without mastering lessons, driven by pressure on schools to maintain high passing rates and grading policies that hide poor performance. Romulo also cited data showing that 62% of high school teachers are assigned to subjects outside their area of training, a practice that strains the teacher and weakens the quality of education students receive. House Speaker Faustino Boji D. III said Congress must act on the report's recommendations, noting that the proposed 1.34 trillion peso education budget for 2026 shows the government's commitment to making education a national priority. Romulo stressed the need to invest early in children's development, expand quality early childhood education in every barangay, end mass promotion, fully implement learning recovery programs, and ensure all children can read by grade 3. In other story, 2 verified impeachment complaints against President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. were referred to the House Committee on Justice on January 26, formally initiating impeachment proceedings and triggering the constitutional 1-year ban on new complaints. The first complaint was filed on January 19 by lawyer Andre De Jesus, while the second was submitted on January 26 by leaders of progressive groups and taken up during a House plenary session. ACT Teachers Party List Representative Antonio Tinio said the House and Speaker Faustino Boji D. III acted in line with the Constitution and House rules by simultaneously referring the complaints to committee. Tinio said advancing the impeachment would be challenging due to the administration's majority support in the House, but stressed that lawmakers should focus on the allegations. The complaints accused Marcos of betrayal of public trust, citing alleged direct involvement in flood control corruption, budget insertions, misuse of unprogrammed funds, and kickback schemes. In other news, the House Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms will start discussions on Tuesday on the proposed anti-political dynasty bills referred to the panel. House Speaker Faustino Boji D. III called on lawmakers to show courage in addressing the issue, saying long-delayed reforms must be openly discussed. Critics, including political scientist Julio Tihanke, said the main proposal fails to clearly set limits on how many family members can hold national and local posts. Minority lawmakers and progressive groups warned the bill could weaken reforms and still allow powerful political dynasties to persist. And in the news outside the country, Israel announced it will allow limited pedestrian access at Rafah once the last hostages' remains are recovered. The crossing has been closed during the war despite calls for humanitarian aid to enter Gaza. The move is part of a U.S.-backed truce requiring Hamas to return all hostages, with Israel conducting inspections. The reopening will follow the recovery of Ron Jubilee, the last of 251 hostages taken during the Hamas's October 7 attack. In other story, the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group has deployed to the Middle East, significantly increasing U.S. military presence in the region. The move comes amid Iran's crackdown on mass protest, though President Trump has emphasized diplomacy while keeping military options available. Protests began in late December over economic issues but escalated into widespread demonstrations against Iran's clerical leadership. Rights groups report thousands of deaths as security forces suppress the unrest, with the actual toll likely much higher. Iran has condemned foreign interventions, asserting its ability to defend the nation, while Washington remains open to dialogue. And finally, in the news outside the country, with reference to the Philippines, the International Criminal Court is set to hold the confirmation of charges hearing against former President Rodrigo Duterte on February 23, following a ruling that he is fit to participate in pre-trial proceedings. Attorney Gilbert Andres, representing several victims, emphasized that the hearing will determine whether the prosecutor can prove the case should proceed to trial. Duterte has the option to attend the hearing in person, though participation is not mandatory. During the hearing, the prosecution will present evidence and opening statements, while victim representatives and the defense will also submit arguments, mostly in written form. Duterte faces 3 counts of crimes against humanity linked to at least 76 murders during his tenure as Davao City Mayor and as president amid his anti-drug campaign. And that's all for the news at 12, January 28, 2026. We'll be back tomorrow for more news updates. Thanks to our news writer, LJ Lurejo and Naomi Ruth Hernandez. And on the technical side, Chad Bobis. And our Provincial Information Officer, OIC Mori Gonzalez. And under the supervision of our Governor, Noel E. Rizal, I am Greg Hallare. Thank you for subscribing. Albay in my heart.